Borg. Lower your shields and surrender your ships. We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own. Your culture will adapt to service us. Resistance is futile.
This is Sparta! Fatality.
First thing I want to announce is that this is episode 420. For many of you, that number represents a holiday in the spring. But today it's 420, so please blaze up and enjoy the podcast episode. I'm not going to say that that you shouldn't, because today is science, and sometimes you got to enjoy space and science any which way you can. And 420 might be the way to do it. This is the one for you, dedicated to every one of you that has the right tools to enjoy 420. This is a Cheech and Chong episode, probably. Maybe you can go that way. And no, the space stories are not going to be about the marijuana or the ganja. No, it's about space. It's about topics and news. SpaceX, the Russians are coming. The Russians are coming. Yeah, somebody probably sung that today to Elon Musk. The Russians are coming. We had about a month ago, we had a story about Russia and how pissed off they were not. I mean, they literally are not too keen with Elon's success because it's costing them money, right? Roscosmos cannot find well-paying customers like the U.S. And I'm sure eventually they'll make up the funds somewhere, but it's become a competition now. Now, Elon, really, he should feel, really proud of himself that he has an entire fucking country he's trying to compete with him. But we'll get into that story in a bit. And then there was that mythical planet that science says does not exist. The science continues to downplay because it's tied to ancient stories. But they've made a discovery that ties into one of the most researched and fabled paranormal. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's just everywhere, constantly. But that'll be our close up, because there's a bit of a connection here, and we see in that story that fiction is no longer fiction. Many things that science in the past said was fictional is becoming reality. Yeah. Before we get into that first track, what's up there? Game Vic, Green Man, The Norm, and the rest of the gang. Thank you for joining me live today. Like I said, episode 420. During this track, go get all your paraphernalia and get ready to start this one off. It's going to be a short intro song because I actually planned this song for Monday. It's called Mariachi Monday. But fuck it, Tuesday's not so bad, right? I arrived in Texas back in 2005. It was 2005. So I've been here 15 years, pretty much. Actually, 15 years in November, by way of Florida. But it wasn't until about almost 5 years in that I went to my first mariachi birthday party. Like, people were just sitting around and everyone was like, they're eating food or whatever. And everybody gets all excited. You had this, like, excitement in the air. And I'm sitting there, I don't know what the hell's going on. I mean, I'm a born and bred New Yorker, I just ended up in Florida by accident. And, man, when these mariachis walk in, Jiminy Cricket, they're amazing. They are amazing. So, I don't care where you're at. You could be in Africa, South America. Well, they probably got a bunch of mariachis. Russia, China, Japan, Scotland, wherever you're at, Australia. You've got to have at least one party with a mariachi band, because they will take over the place, and you will relive that moment because they get in there, full instruments blaring, no electronics, no speakers, no amplifiers, and their voices. You just fill the entire place, man. It is crazy. That's your world. That is your world that you're missing out on. Could you imagine if you're blazing up for 420, episode 420 that is, and mariachi band just walks into this place? Just walk into your place and start playing? Come on. That would be the ultimate experience. A Russian space corporation unveils planned Amur rocket, and it looks familiar. Now, listen, the Russians have made no bones about it. They're not happy with Musk. Musk has taken away their business, especially the high-paying, dollar-spreading Americans. They're not happy about it. So what do? Well, they come up with their own fucking rockets. These rockets, strangely enough, look like SpaceX phalluses. That's what's happening. Now, the good thing is, they actually called this rocket Amur. Amur, I mean, I don't know. I don't have a Russian accent. I couldn't tell you. But Amur is what it looks like to me, and why not? If your rocket is shaped like a phallus, why not call it Amur? I mean, really, that's what SpaceX should have done. On Wednesday, Russia's space corporation, Roscosmos, unveiled a plan to develop the new rocket, Amur, AMUR, for those of you who want to know what the hell I'm saying. It's pretty much targeting a price for launch on Amur to be about $22 million. I don't know. Is that cheap? Is that I don't know. It's hard to say, right? I mean, I don't have $22 million sitting around to kind of figure out whether or not I spend it on Amur. Well, at least not that kind. But you just never know. I don't know. I think they got to be in competition, and they're throwing the first barrage, the first shots over the bow of Elon Musk. They're getting into this. Now, this rocket is going to burn methane. Here's the problem. The rockets haven't been developed yet. This is basically in draft mode right now. They put the idea together, and shit, why not announce it before you even have one piece of solid item? You just can't write this stuff. You really can't. It's going to be capable of delivering 10.5 tons into low orbit. It's a lot of shit. According to Alexander Bloshenko, Executive Director of Roscosmos for Advanced Programs and Science, he says, we would like a rocket to be reliable like the Kalashnikov assault rifle. What the fuck does one thing have to do with the other, dude? I mean, an assault rifle, we're talking about space, the final frontier. Not shooting up some people in the Middle East. Anyway, I mean, They had that war back in the Middle East, back in the day. Sorry, guys in the Middle East. Sorry to bring up such a sore subject. Yeah, so there you go. Now, interestingly enough, if you look at the image for this particular episode, you will see a rendition of Amur, which resembles SpaceX's Falcon 9. Now, Falcon 9 can actually lift way more than that, 20 tons. Almost double than what the payload of Amur can do. So, I mean, it's a start, right? I mean, it's pen on paper. That's all it is. Maybe they put this shit together in some kind of a CAD system. I don't know what they would call a CAD system in Russia. Sure, it has its own name. The time frame to get Amur up and going, really, why isn't it painted in red? I mean, I think it would have been the ultimate insult to have a red rocket named Amur. I mean, that's what I would go with. I mean, it is Russia, right? So they're saying it's going to be ready about 2026. 6 years. Fuck you telling us about this now? Roscosmos. Nobody cares about your advertisement. Come on. Stop screwing around. See, this is what I mean. It's all about competition now. They're not happy with Musk. They want to start some shit. So they're like talking smack, making all these announcements, and they ain't got shit on paper. They ain't got shit anywhere. They don't even have rockets. They don't have no rocket engines. This thing's going to burn methane. Really? Elon Musk decided he was going to say something about it, because why not? It's a step in the right direction, but they should really aim for full reusability by 2026. He's saying, Russia, take your time. No rush. Larger rockets would also make more sense for literal economies of scale. Goal should be to minimize cost per useful ton to orbit, or it will be best served as a niche market. I'm sorry. But basically all he did was slap them in the face just now. Like there was no need for that, Elon. Really, just settle down. Settle down. I mean, the truth is, Elon's going to be on the moon with his silver rocket. Probably packing up all his belongings to get on the ride to Mars about the time that Amur is ready to go. All I'm saying is this. Why is it that there's always these copycat situations out of many of these communist countries? Guys, you got billions of people there. Come on, come up with your own ideas. Get your own phallus shapes. I'm sure they're not all the same. Yeah. That's what's happening right now with Roscosmos. Elon Musk, I'm sure, will be watching this very closely, even though right now most of his attention is in Boca Chica, because stuff is about to get crazy down there, and it's going to be exciting to see. This October and November are going to be wild for rocketry, and we'll get to that story in a bit. But if you want to know a little bit more about Amur, the red rocket, then you look at the description and you click on that damn link, because there's bound to be some good news there for someone, I'm sure. But by the way, Russian people are great. I just want to say that. Please, don't go into my computer.
This weight on my shoulders, slowing me down. I don't know how it came about, and while the world is spinning faster every night, I feel I'm stuck in reverse somehow. But it ain't no one's fault that I am stuck here. No one to blame this on, feeling so hopeless. I keep on pouring salt on my wounds when I shouldn't stay. I feel the pressure on fate, an hourglass in my mind, a light. I know it's all my fault that I am stuck here. No one to blame this on, feeling so hopeless. I gotta find a way before it disappears. I cannot stay. I feel the pressure on me, how it's itching under my own skin. It's getting real hard to breathe. I gotta move on right now. I feel the pressure. Ooh, when did I get so blind? I didn't see this coming. Ooh, I should have heard faith calling, trying to pull me out. But how do I get out? Yeah, how do I get out? I feel the pressure on me, how it's itching under my own skin. It's getting real hard to breathe. I gotta move on right now. I feel the pressure.
What a surreal place we live in. Today, like earlier today, there's all this news in the United States, right? So Trump goes up to I don't know where the fuck he was at. It might be a balcony at the White House or whatever. And he's fresh out of the hospital and he pulls off the freaking mask off his face. It felt like he was in a movie, like in a film. Like, I really feel someone is filming a movie and he's like, gee, he's hamming it up. I don't know. I feel like there was a ham moment there. You know, like, boom, here's my 17 all up in your face. But then on the flip side of that, you know, you hear all these countries that are, you know, COVID-19 flaring up like crazy. I went today to get my endorsement for motorcycle riding, or as an operator of a motorcycle officially. And you walk into the place, you have to have an appointment, you got to go in with your mask. Everything you touch, someone is there to wipe that shit down. When you put your butthole on a seat and you get up, they will actually come over and wipe it up. Now, I know Shittergate was a thing. I know Shittergate was a problem when all the toilet paper disappeared. But for the love of Pete, I still have not heard that you get corona coming out of your anus. So it was really weird to see all these people running around wiping down seats after people get up. Maybe Shittergate was a real thing and we just don't know it. We just don't have a damn clue, apparently.
Don't fucking scream at me.
Where's
you
the money?
Dumb fuck you. Look at you with your fucking 48% body fat and
maybe some folks go around rubbing their anus in corona victim faces. I don't know what it is. I just found it really weird that they were doing that, so I don't know. I can't put two and two together. That math right there just didn't work for me today. NASA is testing the first of its new moonwalking spacesuits. Where's Michael Jackson? Oh, he passed. Are they going to play like Michael Jackson music up there when they land? Could you imagine that? Wouldn't that be fantastic? You know, rocking, but they couldn't. They couldn't do a damn thing. They couldn't even bust a worm on the floor. They couldn't even break dance with these damn suits. They are huge. To borrow a Trump term, they're huge. I wish I could have posted a picture of them, but if you look at this article from space.com, I mean, they're massive. They're fucking massive. I don't know. It makes no sense to me why you would put people in these cages, like fucking walking cages. I mean, thank goodness that gravity is so low on the moon, because I could imagine these things weigh quite a lot. It turns out that the new suit, of course, which NASA is working on and developing, is called the Exploration Extravehicular Mobility Unit, or ZEMU. Yeah. Good luck with that, NASA. They need to call that shit something else. It just doesn't work for me. The reason why it's so big is because they need to protect the astronauts from the harsh environments of the lunar surface. I ain't never seen nothing up there that looks like it was harsh. Not a damn thing. I don't understand. What's so harsh about the moon? Somebody tell me. I can't wait for it. I guess not. Yeah, I don't get it. So, of course, George Neild, who was previously the Associate Administrator for Commercial Space Transportation at the Federal Aviation Administration. Oh, God, I need a drink now. He said on October 1st that the ZEMU represents the first new spacesuit that NASA has developed in over 40 years. I mean, the last time they developed a suit, it's older than most of you people. Let's be honest about that. And some of you were probably in grade school. And when you look at this damn thing, it looks like they still need to work on it. It is huge. Like, you remember, I mean, some of you don't. Maybe some of you, like on Sunday, they played old movies on TV, and they used to have these suits for deep divers, like way back in the day. They were like made out of metal, and they dropped their asses into the water and they would sink. That's what the damn thing looks like. It is that huge. I just don't know. Like, I'm expecting to see like an Avengers suit, like something from the Avengers or some shit like that. You remember, you saw the movie. Form-fitting, kind of tight, but still functional. No, that shit, I don't understand. I don't understand how in 2020 we're going to put people in the moon with an exosuit that it looks like it's a Hulkbuster. I just don't. I don't get it. It's crazy. Maybe they'll get it together. Maybe they'll thin it down some. It's just bulky. Like if an alien came to probe one of these folks on the moon, they're fucked. They're not going to be able to get away fast enough. And those astronauts, they need to check to see if there's a secret compartment in the backside that maybe NASA put in there just to surrender. Make it go easy. That they're not aware of. Because they sure as hell are not going to get it out of anywhere fast. Not in that stuff. It looks ugly. He also outlined a plan to build 5 of these ZEMUs. XMU, ZEMUs, I don't know. XEMU. We just dropped the X. Just call it EMUs. So he's going to build 5 of these EMUs in the first batch. The EMUs, the first one, NASA engineers are going to subject this thing to a bunch of tests. And actually, if you go to the article on space.com, you'll see somebody's wearing an EMU in the water tank. Because they test the whole space thing in water, inside water tanks. So yeah, there's an EMU in there. They're going to build a second one for qualification tests. And then the third one is going to be built to be tested in orbit at the ISS. There's a plan here. There is a steady plan of EMUs going out with backdoor accessibility. I promise you that's what's going to happen. Now, they expect the verification test for the first suit to be done in December. So there you go. They're not playing around. I was going to drop the F-bomb, but I stopped myself for some reason. I don't know. The final 2 suits of the EMU test will walk on the moon in 2024, and the name of that mission is going to be called Artemis 3. Artemis 3 will have EMUs on the moon with backdoor access. So if you're an ET who's listening and watching NASA, get your reptilian friends ready. Get up to the moon. Wait for them there, because probings are going to be free. And you'll get to test the strength of the new suit while you're there. It'll be test number 4. You know, the textile probing strength, something like that. I don't know. Let's make it up as I go along. But yeah, these are weird suits. They're freaking humongous. I'm sure there's a lot of technology built into them. You know, of course, the protection of the astronauts is first and foremost, especially because you're in space. There's no atmosphere on the moon to protect you. So yeah, there's a lot of things you need to be protected from. But for the love of Pete, if anything goes wrong on the moon, those fuckers aren't going anywhere. They're stuck. You can imagine running them things. Check out the link. Check out the picture. I'm not even lying to you. Those things are fucking huge. It's maddening. It makes no sense. It's like we really had zero advances in the last 40 years. But that comes with everything in science, I guess. Maybe in the last 10 years, you know, somebody put the boot to science and shit's been happening. But for the fuck's sake, really? Ugly ass fucking suit. Come on. Let Spielberg design that shit.
आंखें मिला के तुम मुझे क्या कहोगी
For the folks in India who are listening to UFO Buster Radio. Yeah, we have folks in India. We also have folks in Russia, believe it or not. You know, you guys, you're cool. You guys in Russia, don't send any radioactive material my way. And you guys in India, shock and awe. I just gave it to you, believe it or not. I know it's a little weird today on UFO Buster Radio, but you're welcome. You are welcome. SpaceX Mars colonizing starship is ready for its first huge... What the fuck is wrong with the word huge today? Everything has the word huge in it. For this first huge test. Yes. And today I was sitting around thinking about what if I can get on the motorcycle. Okay, that's the way we say it in Texas. It's motorcycle. If I could get on the motorcycle, you know, in Europe it's motorbike. Out here is motorcycle. And make it down to a SpaceX launch. Wouldn't that be great? Man, the video that I would catch would be phenomenal as the cops chase me. The newest prototype of SpaceX moon landing and Mars colonizing starship is expected to undergo its first high-altitude test flight this month. Now, here's my prediction. Now, you're going to hear it here. It's not going to happen in October. I just don't feel it. I don't feel it. We've seen what has happened from the first prototype all the way the fuck up to the last one that flew. SN-6. There's always constant delays. I don't see this really taking off until like November, December. That's where I'm gonna put my money on. The gigantic spacecraft, because now it's increased in size quite a bit, is in Boca Chica at the site. It's on the pad right now to be tested. Now, this SpaceX number 8, SN-8, is ready. It's gonna go under some serious testing to make sure that it can handle not one, not two, but 3 Raptor engines. It's going to be one of those glorious, scary-ass fucking times in Boca Chica, to be honest. And I keep saying this, man. That belly flop from space is going to be magnificent. It's going to be something to see. And if he pulls it off, wow. So here's the thing. There is another ship that's going to be put on display at the end of October by SpaceX down in Boca Chica. It is another prototype. The SN serial numbering will be coming to an end. Well, at least we think it is. Who knows? Who knows with Elon? It turns out Elon mentioned on Twitter that the orbit-reaching prototype is going to be called V1.0. Probably vehicle is what the V stands for. I can only guess. The Starship update coming in about 3 weeks, he tweeted. The design has coalesced. What is presented will actually be what flies to orbit as V1.0 with almost no changes. This is what we're going to see going to low orbit, and it'll be presented to the world from Boca Chica towards the end of October. In the meantime, SN-8 is going to be going through a bunch of tests in the next few weeks to eventually make that magnificent 9.3 mile skydive. Could you imagine? I can't. 50,000 feet altogether. It's just going to be a sight to see. I'm really excited for the people who are down there, especially those residents of Boca Chica, whoever didn't move and whose little retirement home might be in trouble. And all those animals that the local environmental protection people want to save, they're all fucked. But yeah, I can't wait to see that. It's going to be fantastic. Here's a bit more of the numbers behind this SN-8. The giant cylinder-shaped rocket, which will have the fins and the cones on it, probably right before it launches. Right now, it doesn't have all the accoutrements attached to it, but it weighs over 150,000 pounds and is sitting there at the launch pad. And here's one thing that is fascinating. While it's on there, they're going to be testing its ability to withstand the pressure from the 3 Raptor engines. And they're going to use a hydraulic ram. They're going to be ramming that thing. Isn't that something? Ramming a phallus rocket? What the hell is that about? That is so backwards. I don't understand. It's crazy. Anyway, so they use this in order to simulate the engine thrust. And what they're going to be banging up into is that what they call the thrust puck on the bottom. It'll be a sight to see. Whenever all the workers come out with popcorn to see the phallus ramming, and it could be a thing. Some other nifty facts about the SN-8, which will basically produce 600 metric tons of force or thrust. And for those of you who are not to draconian math, it is 1.3 million pounds per force of thrust. That's a lot of fucking thrust. So hopefully, like I said, this will be one to remember. But I'm sure the world will be tied to their seats watching on TV, on YouTube especially, to see this magnificent phallus just take off and do that free fall back to the planet. I'm excited about it. I don't know about you guys, but it's fantastic. Like I said earlier, in the midst of all of this, we have other copycats out there. I could just imagine other, countries that feel that they're in competition with Musk, coming out with their own versions of Starship, their own rendition of what they believe should be their way towards the moon and Mars. Except for Venus. No one gets to go to Venus. That's what the Russian says. It's a Russian planet, to say the least. One more article. This one is in the description. There are some pictures of the SN-8, the way it looks like right now on the pad. And if you look around, you can actually find some renditions of like 3D modeling of what SN-8 will look when it's completely fitted and ready for takeoff. And like I said, magnificent sight. If you're down there, you've got to check it out. Don't miss this opportunity. It's going to be cool. There's no better way for you to help the podcast than to hit that like, though I really don't know what the hell it does. But really, for me, it's sharing it. Sharing is caring. Share it with your grandpappy, your grandmama. There might be one and the same, to be honest. Share it with your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your dog, your teacher. Your teacher who doesn't believe in Nibiru. Share it with them. Bring some excitement and knowledge into their lives, for fuck's sake. That is all that I ask. I am Manny Moonraker, and I approve this message. This for me has become where science meets. It's hard for me to say this, but there's times where in science we're giving a message, right? They're giving us this message where it's like, no, no, no. No, 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 no. You're basically being told no. Whatever you're thinking about that happens in space, it's a no. 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 Theory of relativity says this. Things work in this way because physics says so. Astrophysics says no, no, you shut up. You sit down. No, take all these things that you learned from ancient people and shove it up your candy ass. We don't want to hear it. We hear this a lot from science early on, but, as of late, it appears that everything that we heard back in the day from science that was maybe regarded as a hoax may actually be a thing. Now, we've talked about this before briefly when the story first came out regarding rogue planets. Yeah, rogue planets. Not talking about some shitty ass little rock that's going around the size of maybe Long Island or the size of Maine. No, a whole fucking ass planet. I'm talking about like if someone knocked over Pluto. Well, no, Pluto ain't a planet. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, Pluto, too. I'm sorry, I am. If somebody knocked over the planet Earth, knocked into it, and knocked it out of its orbit, and it just floated through space endlessly. A whole ass planet. This really bugs me, believe it or not. Because to be honest, if we today were to get a message, and we wouldn't even know about it, let's be honest here. Let's be serious for a second. If your government found out that a rogue-ass fucking planet was coming into the solar system at X amount of speed, which I'm sure these things don't travel really slow, do you think they will let everyone know that planet is going to careen into us in about a month or so? No. I don't see them doing that. Maybe at the last moment, when they figure out there just ain't shit you can do. I mean, what are you going to do? Move the Earth over a couple? Slow down the Earth? Or take every single bit of nuclear armament and aim it towards this rogue-ass planet, which you probably will miss. Because that's the kind of science we deal with today. Yeah. So these are things. And scientists are looking at this. Now, this article is kind of fun because ScienceAlert.com says that astronomers like to call these things rogue planets, and they're getting better at finding them. And then it says they only found one. Where's the them at? Where's the rest of the rogue planets? I don't understand. Is this just one planet that someone was unhappy about and moved it? What the hell is going on? I feel like a Muamua all over again. We're getting like these crazy messages that don't make any damn sense. Anyway, they're calling a particular process that allowed them to find these, or not these, because again, they've only really identified one rogue planet. They call this process OGLE, Optical Gravitational Lensing Experiment. And if you recall, about a month or two ago, we talked about Planet 9, or Planet X, the planet that might be a planet or it might be a primordial black hole that's sitting at the really far edge of the solar system, and it's screwing around with those trans-Neptunian objects, right? They're moving crazy because, according to computer simulations, there could be something really massive out there that's having a gravitational effect on them. We talked about this because they were going to use things like this OGLE and some other processes in order to figure out if what we have really is another significant planet in our own solar system. Like I said yesterday, no one gives two fucks about our own solar system, at least not enough. So that is the technique that they use in order to figure out that there is a rogue-ass planet hippity-hoppiting along through the Milky Way. Oh, I'm sorry. That's your galaxy. Yeah, in your galaxy, where we're sitting right now, there is a rogue planet. And where there is one, there's probably 2 or 3 that went rogue. And one might be coming to a solar system near you. But anyway, they're trying to figure that shit out. And like I said, they said they found some, but they only identify one in this article. So who knows? But this brings to light the story of Nibiru. I mean, we've had this cataclysmic situation happening, being told as far back as ancient Sumeria. Ancient people described for you a rogue planet. And incidentally, part of this, especially Nibiru, was tied to an individual, Nancy Leiter, back in 1995, who said she was being given a message to deliver to the people of the planet of Earth. Yeah, planet of Earth. And that is that Nibiru was coming. She says that ETs from Zeta Reticuli, that famed star system, placed implants in her brain. Now, of course, people back then in 1995 are thinking she's batshit crazy. Rogue planet? What planet? What are you talking about? There's no damn planet coming our way. You're an idiot, lady. But she, of course, had a following, right? Because, people believe all kind of shit these days. So she had a following. And then, her, the day that the time that it was supposed to happen, the year, it was supposed to come in through the solar system in May of 2003. Well, shit, it's 2020. Yeah, we're in 2020 now, so, no rogue planets here, no Nibirus. So they said, oh, wait a minute, it was, my bad, it was postponed. It got slowed down a little bit. Nibiru's still coming. Got to take a left turn at Uranus, and so now it's a little lost, but it's recalculating. It'll be here eventually. So there were scientists at the time that wrote books about it. One was Govert Schilling, The Hunt for Planet X, New Worlds, and the Fate of Pluto. Well, we know where Pluto is right now. But Planet X. In that book, he alluded to the fact that the whole Nibiru story was a hoax. Rogue planets, are you fucking stupid? I'm sure he didn't write that in that book that way, but that's what he was thinking. And then there was one that was written called Beyond 2012, Why the World Didn't End. And this was NASA, actually, that put this book together. And again, rogue planets? What are you, stupid lady? Hey. Yeah. But now all of a sudden, science is proving the hoax to be real. Science is saying the planets will go off and just leave solar systems. Now, for what reason, who fucking knows? It could be that the star lost its gravitational pull. Something went by it that lessened the pull of the sun or their star, and they ended up, going off their orbit. But the shit is real. This shit happens. Not to alarm you, I don't know if the guys at Zeta Reticuli got the dates wrong. They were using the Mayan calendar, so the shit got fucked up. But it's real. There are such things that we don't want to call it the Nibiru cataclysm. However, you could have a rogue planet coming to a solar system near you because science done found one. They are proving the hoaxes to be real. They are proving the fiction to be fact. So for Nancy